all of a sudden it clicked. My hair is naturally curly. My hair is naturally curly. Naturally curly. Tightly coiled, thick strands of hair. This is how my hair works. So why chemically permanently change that? I no longer have a good reason to validate my subtle addiction. And that's the day I went to the salon and to get the rest of the relaxer cut out. Now, I go there and I'm still nervous as heck. It's not like I mean, I wrote that because I'd seen this friend and I did kind of feel empowered and it made sense. But then the day of, I was kind of nervous. I wore my hair out in this big fro. And when I walked in, because my hair was froed out, and this is only because I'd just taken some micro braids out, everyone was like, hey, sister. They thought I was already natural. I go up to the guy, and he's like, what can I do? And I was like, my hair, you know, half of it is still relaxed, and I want to cut it out. I want to wear my hair natural. And he's like, oh, that's like music to my ears. I love it. And he was a wonderful guy. But as he was cutting, I said, you know what? Can you actually just cut it all off? Like, I just want to start fresh. Cut it all off. I don't know why I said this. Because then, so he cut it, and I just see my hair going away, and I was just like, oh my God, why did I just say that? Am I on crack? Like, who says that? Why did I do this? But I didn't say it to him on the inside. I'm just like, I'm going crazy. That is what's happening right now. Because only crazy people do this. I don't know. It's different. Back then, there were YouTube videos and blogs and, I don't know, salons having big chop parties. I was by myself. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this. Like, my mom didn't know. So I'm sitting there like, I have gone crazy because who goes somewhere and cuts all their hair off? Like, I think I pulled a Britney before Britney pulled a Britney. And I was going crazy. That's what happened. I was going crazy. So he's cutting my hair, and he's wonderful. He's explaining what he's doing. Every time he, you know, once he cut it, he two-strand twists my hair. But it wasn't much that he could do because it was cut so short. Like, he could only, like, twist it twice, and that's it, because my hair was so short. But he put this, like, oil concoction in my hair. I remember he was like, it had grapeseed and olive, jojoba, and something else. So, of course, like, that next week I went out and bought all those oils. But then my head felt different. It felt lighter. It felt cleaner. But I don't know. I didn't know how I would look. So when he was done, he was like, do you want to see it? And I said, nope. And he was like, what? I was like, I don't want to look in the mirror. Thank you for what you did. Here's your money. You did a great job. And I left. Like, I ran like hell. And on the way back to campus, I wouldn't look at my reflection in any mirrors. By the time I got back to my apartment, my roommate was there. She had some friends in the apartment. And they, again, no one knew I was doing this. So they were like, oh my God, Sheena, like, look at you. You look great. Like, that was their instant response. Like, your hair looks so fun. And, like, this is different. And I was like, thank you, thank you. Yeah, but I still wasn't completely feeling it. So the rest of the day, like that afternoon and evening, I refused to look in the mirror. Like, when I went to the bathroom and washed my hands, I looked down. Like, I couldn't look at myself because I didn't know what I was going to see. Like, what if I didn't like it? And I don't know. I don't think around that time when people got, you know, wigs and tracks and things like that, people weren't as vocal about it. So that wasn't even an alternative. Like, oh, if I don't like it, I guess I could, you know, get a sew-in before. I'd never gotten a sew-in, so that just didn't occur to me. So I was just like, what if I look in the mirror and I hate myself? Like, what if I feel ugly? Or what if the shape of my head is weird? Or what if it is kinky, and what if I can't twist it like he did it, and what? So I didn't look in the mirror. Next morning I get up and I go to brush my teeth, and I look up, like I forgot to avoid myself, and I look up, and I remember thinking, this isn't so bad. It's different. Like, I'd never seen my hair that short before. So it was different, but I don't know. It was like looking at yourself naked in the mirror. It's not, I don't know. Being that I'd always been raised to have confidence in myself, it wasn't like I immediately judged this new look. It was just like, not completely convinced, but okay. It wasn't until like a few days later when I took the twist out, because he'd explained to me, he was like, you can wear the twist as a style, then you could take them out. And when I took those out, I don't know, I was like, oh, look at these curls. Like, this is something new. I never knew this about myself. And I started to play with it. I mean, maybe if I did, at the time, I may not have still seen the beauty in it or had the confidence, but there was a playfulness and a sense of curiosity that came where I was just like, this is really different. And that's what happened. I don't know, it probably took a few months before I really felt confident with my look, and the only thing I did was twist and twist out. I didn't know how to do any other style, and I wouldn't go back to the salon because I didn't want to. I don't like paying to get my hair done. I just don't. And actually, like the first 4 years I was natural, all I did was twist and twist out. That's it. So that was kind of my experience with my big chop. Like beforehand, with trying to decide to go natural, I was very indecisive. And maybe you're at that place, and you know what? Either get a perm or don't. Or like I did, I got a perm. But then when I was ready, I went for it. And then, you know, as I'm sitting in a chair, I'm panicking. And sure, I transitioned, but then I decided to cut it all off, and the moment he's cutting it all off, I'm like, you are crazy. And I wouldn't look in the mirror. Like, I mean, all kinds of emotions, because we have so many, I don't know, hang-ups about hair and beauty, and even the most confident person wonders, like, what am I doing, or did I make the right decision? But you know what, in the weeks after, my hair started to grow back, so if I completely had hated it, I could have relaxed my hair again, but I didn't, and it's over 6 years later, and back in '08, I did another big chop on my own. I had worn, I think it was in '07, my hair was like below shoulder length, and so I decided to lock it, and I loved it, but after a while I didn't like those anymore. So in June of '08, I cut all my locks off super short, like just cut it off. And that was it. And I wasn't as scared then because I'd already cut my hair before, and I knew hair grew back. I'd seen it. So ladies, if you're thinking, should I go natural or should I not? Should I big chop? Should I transition? The decision is all yours. You have all the time in the world, really. You know, I went back and forth for 2 years, and even still, day of, moment of, I panicked or I was okay. So that's my big chop story. And you know what? Actually, it may be in here, but once I started to accept my curls, the date might be in here, because then I'll know how long it took me. I wrote in tons of journals during college. Let's see. Okay. So it looks like it was a week after I cut my hair off. And it says, there is something freeing about being who you naturally are. I was born with thick, curly hair, tightly coiled in little kinks, and 20 years later, for the first time in my life, I'm embracing that being my hair. And something must be said for being who you naturally were intended to be. My skin is brown and my hips take form. They curve, they move, they swerve, and my lips, they lusciously desire more. Yes, I'm full of curves and swerves. Not a stick, but very thick. There's enough of me for a man to hold on to, should he dare to take that challenge. I am sassy, I'm frisky, and I now have curls. So I am also free.